What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2025. This is episode number 43, and we find ourselves in the Bengal Destroyer, where off camera, I've been doing a little bit of grinding down of things. I've been doing it on the outside as well, with the help of the barista, or the grindista in this case, grinding down a bunch of blocks, as many as I can, and there's still plenty more to go. I don't know if we're gonna get everything, but I've got the barista at least connected to this while I grind down some of the interior. And while I was messing around in here, I actually noticed that there are a bunch of little notes that I haven't noticed until now. So if I go hide empty, I can go all the way down here and see that there are some things that I haven't seen before, like a message right there, Charlie, Karma, Marty. Now these are all in the beds, and I actually didn't look at those when I was up there. So let's go and look at them now. And yeah, you can see I ground down a bunch of this stuff, but the beds are over in this section right here. All of these are the beds. And in fact, there might have even been one there. Or maybe not, I don't know, it's hard to tell. But let's go in these beds and see if we can pull out some messages, which might give us a little bit more lore. Okay, so the first one we have is Charlie. Journal entry 177. My bunkmates keep telling me I'm a loud snorer. I have no idea what they're talking about. I had my tonsil removed when I was 19 years old. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, being told you're a snorer, because unfortunately, until you sleep with people around you, you won't know. You won't know if you're a snorer, or unless you record yourself. But let's go into the next one and see if there's a message here. Yep, there's Karma. Journal entry 177. If I have to listen to Charlie snoring one more time, I'm gonna lose it. Okay, so Charlie's probably snoring unless they hear something else and that they're thinking is snoring. Let's go in this bed and check on this one. We have Anders. Journal entry 177. These bunks suck. I can't wait for some R&R on a nice tropical planet. Oh man, yeah, R&R is nice. Were any of you guys in the Navy? I can imagine, you know, sleeping in bunks like this would kind of suck. I slept over one time on the USS Yorktown as part of a Boy Scouts trip a long time ago, and that was pretty cool. But they literally had bunks on bunks on bunks. There were like 4 layers of bunks in this giant bunk room, and it was wild sleeping in that room. So I can't imagine sleeping there, you know, multiple days a year. But let's go into this next one, see if there's any message. Jackson, journal entry 176. So I imagine this is a day before the other ones. I put a speaker under Charlie's bed that mimics snoring. It's hilarious watching Karma's eye twitch in the morning. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, so he wasn't in fact snoring. They put a message, or like a loudspeaker underneath his bed. That is quite funny. And let's see, is there one here? Marty. Journal entry 176. I'm not sure if this career is for me. I've spent a long time on this ship, and I'm starting to think I should transfer to the logistics division. I hear there's an opening aboard the Orinoco. The Orinoco, which I imagine is another ship in this fleet. Okay. So we have, yeah, a couple of lore messages that I had missed. Those are actually pretty funny. I like those. Good job, Karma, adding a little bit of lore in there. Karma, of course, was the creator of this encounter. I mentioned it in the time we actually, you know, fought the encounter, but I wanted to mention it again in case you hadn't seen that one. But anyways, okay, so in this episode, the entire goal is to take out a prototech base, or at least to go to one and see what we're dealing with. And if it's too crazy, we might not attack it, but most likely the Snowstorm can handle it. So yeah, we're gonna be going to a prototech base. Maybe not that one. The one that I had said that we should go to that was really close despawned, but another one will probably spawn in to take its place. It despawned while I was doing the off-camera work, grinding some stuff down, but I'd also, what's going on with these independent contractors over here? Okay, they're quite far away. I don't think they're gonna mess with us. I also, off camera, went in and did a little bit of work on the design of this. I modified it a tiny bit, adding these blue lights right here. I also turned the weapons so that they're not straight up and down. They're instead sideways. You can see they take up a little bit less space, which looks a little bit better. I also added in a door right here because I thought, you know, we didn't really have much to do with this area right here. So I figured a nice door going inside with, of course, my refill station and a cargo container would be pretty nice. So we now have a door that has a little airlock, and that goes into where there used to be just another window back there. So yeah, that's very nice. And I think that's all I did. I didn't do too much. Oops, I just vented the air. But yeah, just a little change with how this weapon was situated. Not a huge change, but it does make it look a little bit better, I think. And I like it. I like it a little bit better as well. Are you in need of... Now, I don't know why the way that looks makes it looks like it needs something. Unless, yeah, I actually don't know what's causing that. That looks a little strange to me, but Whatever. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna be trying to go to a prototech this episode, but before we do that, we need to try and grind down as much of this as we can, and then once a new prototech one spawns, hopefully a little bit closer, we'll start going to that. You'll notice, by the way, the ship has actually moved backwards. It's because it's missing some thrusters. I don't think it's actually moving. Yeah, it's not moving anymore because I connected this ship right here, which has thrusters, to stop it, but it did move quite a bit. So, okay, what I want to do, this is all the materials I've collected. Quite a bit of steel plates, you know, a lot of this stuff, just from grinding down random blocks in here that I had found. I want to continue doing this a little bit, and I think we're gonna come back once or maybe I'll include some of this, but we're gonna wait until that unidentified signal spawns, and then we'll start heading over there. So let's keep grinding down as much as we can of this thing. Let's get down to business to grind the ship. You know what I would also love to do is expand our inventory size, and we can do that at a trade outpost. So one of these, like a twin sail merchant, we could try and go to one of those and do that. I mean, would it be worth leaving this behind? Oh, actually, you know what? One thing that I discovered while I was here that I hadn't seen in the original episode we took it on was that all the way in the front, there are actually 2 jump drives here, which might not be a bad idea to add on to the AMG Snowstorm, because we are gonna need that extra jump capability. Now, in fact, this contradicts the point that I had made earlier where when you guys were talking about potentially turning this thing into a drone, I was saying it couldn't jump with us. Well, actually it can, but we've already done so much damage to it. I don't think we're gonna convert it to a drone. Next ship we come across, maybe we'll do that. But anyways, yes, those jump drives I think would be really good to put inside the AMG Snowstorm somewhere. And we do actually have space for one if we wanted to put it right there. In fact, maybe even we would have space for 2. I don't know, let's go inside and see what we can do in there. It's kind of a little difficult to get through here, but going this way kind of lets us do that. Okay, so once inside, we can kind of remove this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and that gives us a nice little area to put a jump drive, or 1, 2. Oh, we can only really put a couple of them. So the eventual goal, of course, is to put another prototech jump drive in here, but for now, we don't have another prototech jump drive to put there. This, unfortunately, is gonna take a couple of trips. So you know what? Here's what we're gonna do instead. Let's not do this quite yet because I want to try to increase my inventory size. So we're gonna remove the jump drives from that ship, and we're gonna remove any other functional parts that we want. And then we're gonna get everything back on this ship and head over to the twin sail thing, I think. I don't see any other place that we can go that would be better. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll start heading over there. We can increase our inventory size and then work with that. Okay, so the jump drives are protected by light armor, which is good. That means it'd be very easy to get the barista in here. Actually, they're fully exposed on the bottom, so we could just move the barista over here and then get all those. So you know what? Let's hop in here. Let me just do a quick check to see if there's anything else that I'd like to take. I don't know that there is. I think I've gotten most of the stuff that I want here. I mean, for a lot of these blocks here, it's like, don't mind if I do. Like this, for instance, these gravity components that we can get from this are really good to sell, which means this could actually get us our increased inventory space, which I don't know if we need 10 million or 1 million for that, but it's gonna help us out quite a bit.
Inventory full.
Okay, hopefully those gravity components don't fall. They won't because there's no gravity anymore. It makes sense. The fishing tank will, I think we'll leave the fishing tank, even though it does contain gravity components, 1 gravity component. We're gonna leave it because these fish should be allowed to live out their lives on this rock or whatever it is. Oh, here we go. Okay, the next unidentified signal has spawned, and it is quite far as well, 6,000 kilometers away, but it shouldn't be too far for us to actually jump to, especially when we get those guys on board. So let's go ahead and move everything onto the barista here. Yeah, actually, you know what? Our cargo is full, so we are gonna have to do another trip. Let's go ahead and do this. Disconnect. Hopefully the ship doesn't fly away. But we do have a connector that we can use on the side of this thing, so we'll go ahead and use that. All right, there we go. There's our little connection. It's very dark here. We really need more lights on the barista, huh? But let's go in here. Let's go to storage, and let's hide empty on this, and let's start bringing everything over here. It's a lot of stuff that we're bringing over. Look, we have 30,000 steel plates on this thing. That's crazy. That's a lot of steel plates. We have a lot of uranium. I know we have even more than that. It might be on the ship, or it might be already inside the reactor. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and connect again, and we can grab stuff. I did grab a couple of these. We might grab more. In fact, you know what? While we're here, let's go ahead and try and grab these. Ah, that was a little bit of a hard hit. Here we go. And just like this is going to be 2 extra jump drives that we can go ahead and put on our base. So there's one right there, and here comes the other one any second. Just takes us here. Let's maneuver this way a little bit so we can get it a little easier. There we go. There are both of our new jump drives. Very nice. All right, so we'll also grab the stuff that's on here. So let's go ahead and land here just one more time. Hopefully we have enough space on the barista here for us. And let's go ahead and connect. By the way, last episode was only like it was like a 30-minute episode. I mean, it's a little shy of 30 minutes. It was a much shorter episode than I usually do. This one will probably be closer to the 50-minute mark or something like that. But I mean, I recorded the same amount. It's just a lot of it ended up getting cut. So yeah, it's hard to tell when a video is going to be short or when it's going to be long, just based on what we've done. I probably should have guessed that a lot of designing in that episode would have ended up being a shorter episode. But anyhow, let's go to the cargo for this. And let's go to hide empty for this. And we're gonna go ahead and start grabbing everything that we possibly can. That's in fact already filled up the cargo container, which is crazy. Ow! Oh my gosh, okay. Take things slow, not fast, good lord. All right, what did you have in you? Oh shoot, that had everything that, okay. Okay, no worries, I'll just manually do this one. All right, did I learn my lesson? That I need to go slower instead of fast? Maybe, we'll see. I'm sure this will happen again. Independent contractors say, if you know what's good for you, then you'll stay away. Are they talking to me? I don't think so. They're all the way over there. No, wait, that's Ember. That's not... Oh, where the independent contractors are. All right, here's our new beautiful connector. That is supposed to be connected, but it's not. We're gonna have to right-click a couple of these guys and build them back up. Man, when one thing gets damaged, everything around it gets damaged. There we go. How about you guys? You guys good? I think you guys are good. I feel like there was probably something here that got blown up. There we go. Let's press number 8. And it looks like our timers no longer work, unfortunately. Ah, yes, because it's using the wrong connector. There we go. Well, it might actually still work then. I just needed the right connector. Let's press number 8. No, okay. It doesn't still work. Oh man, it looks like the connect, that's the connect timer right there. Okay, well, we're gonna fix this with a projector. All right, there we go. So there's the only missing block that we need. So let's go ahead and grab that. We need interior plates to start it. So can I grab a couple of those? Okay, right click that. And we should be able to get that built up very easily. All right then. Okay, everything else is looking good. I don't think there's anything else that's missing. So let's go ahead and turn this off. Although I do like having a projector sitting on the grid. I think it's a good idea. But now when we connect, it should turn off its stuff. Now, yes. Okay, perfect. Now it works. Awesome. All right, should be one more trip where we're getting the rest of the stuff on here. Then we should be good to go because I don't know. We want a crazy amount of this stuff. I mean, it would be good to have, but I don't want to spend all day here grinding it all down. Only we had a grinder on the Snowstorm. But we are going to happily take this giant weapon on top because I think we could probably use this in our own endeavors. And then maybe we'll happily take these guys as well, just in case we need to fix some stuff up. Okay, we're almost able to take everything there, but we still need a little bit more. So let's grab our connector and try and put this stuff in there. And yeah, we are able to get that stuff. Perfect. Okay. Inside connector over here has a couple more things, but other than that, I think we're good. There's a package, but I think this is only used for contracts, so we're not going to take that. There's an Uzi. Maybe I'll try and go hunt that down. In fact, yeah, I'm going to go try and hunt that down. I want that Uzi. Aha! There it is. Thank you very much, and I'll grab those as well. And then, I don't know, should we grab the package? I really don't think we can use that for anything. In vanilla. Well, in vanilla we can, but it needs to be spawned from something. I guess I'll keep that there. That's fine. And we should be good to go. All right, let's head out of here. Say goodbye to the Bengal Destroyer. Again, thank you, Karma Knight, for creating that encounter. It was a very, very nice one. And hopefully we have more encounters coming in from people who are creating them. All right, we're gonna go ahead and land this thing inside, and we're gonna take the Snowstorm over to that, what I think is maybe a merchant of some kind. So we're gonna try that out. Let's go to this side here. All right, and there is gonna be our connection right there. And perfect. All right, let's go ahead and close this giant door here with that button, I believe. And that should get us repressurized in this room and everything. Although now these rooms are kind of not separate because, oh no, they are, because they still have this bottom thing on there. Okay, perfect. Very nice. All right, we should be pressurizing again. We are indeed. Let's start heading toward our cockpit so that we can get going. All righty. I'm gonna try turning off all the hydrogen thrusters and just using the ions. We should have plenty of stuff. Okay, very nice. And let's hop inside here. Let me make sure that we're building these guys, just in case. I still need to renovate that area to make it use all 4 ships. In fact, I think only 1 is workable right now. But anyway, let's go in here. Let's turn off our hydrogen thrusters. I believe that's only gonna work with hydrogen thrusters. See, all of our hydrogen thrusters are off. Just doing a double check because some of them could have been broken. But it looks like, yeah, our hydrogen thrusters are off. Very good. And let's start moving in the direction of the thing, the little base we're going to go toward. All right. Oh, man, it takes a long time to turn a ship of this size. But we'll get there. Something's broken on the front. I think that's just the mining drill. You can see a nice size comparison of the Snowstorm versus the Bengal ship right there. The Snowstorm is absolutely massive. Look at that. Let's head our way over there. Let's get to that thing and let's see what they have to offer. So that unidentified signal that's 7.5 thousand kilometers away is going to start despawning pretty soon. But the one that's 6,000 away over yonder shouldn't despawn for another hour and a half or 2 hours or something like that. I really like this new section that we have right here, the new railguns. I think they're really cool. And in fact, I do need to add them to our stuff right here. So let's go to, I'm not going to go to weapon blocks, but I'm going to go to here. We'll grab our railguns to find out what they're called. I even set up a nice camera for these guys so that I can go into that and I can actually zoom in and oh my gosh. Okay. Oh man, it does not look great when you zoom in with the camera, huh? Okay, but I added that so that I can actually see where the railguns are aiming. It's going to help us out a lot. We have a salvage station over there too. I don't think we're going to mess with that, but let's keep heading toward this twin sail merchant thing. And in fact, I'm going to speed up a little bit and go a little bit faster because we are going quite slow. We do also have the Poseidon station over there, so if this merchant right here is not good enough, we can actually just go down to that Poseidon station also. So, ooh, damaged. Oh yeah, it is damaged, huh? Well, let's fix it up then. There we go. Well, most of it. There we go, the rest of it. Give it a nice little clean paint job there. Very nice. You as well. Can't be forgetting about those blocks. How close we're getting over here? 6. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my dampeners on and let them, oh my God, I set my dampeners to no longer relative and I almost launched into this wall. That's scary. All right, we're gonna let that bring us to a stop here. And then that's still only 6 away. I don't know, maybe I do wanna go a little further. All right, I turned my dampeners back on. We're coming in for a, oh, potential threat detected. Don't worry, we're not I mean, we're threatening. We have a lot of weapons, but the weapons are off right now. Don't worry about us. We're friendly. I hope these guys are friendly. I think they probably should be. Threat subsided. Okay. Yes, we did subside, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully they're not threatened by us and attack us. That would be... Sorry! What did I press? Oh, I turned my weapons on. Whoops. Sorry about that. My bad. I meant to go into the camera to see exactly where we're aiming. Because I want to get up close right there. Oh, wait, they're running away from us. Yo, I'm just trying to like come get my better inventory. That's all I want. I just want to come over there and get better inventory. Okay, we might not be able to go to this merchant then. It's actually running away from us actively. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna go toward this Poseidon station, which hopefully is not too far. I mean, it's 30 kilometers. It's quite far, actually. You know what I could do is I could actually stop right here and then see if maybe I can just go over there with my smaller ship, because maybe they don't like that we have all these guns on us. So maybe I'll let them just chill over there because they're not moving anymore. They stopped running away. I'll grab the barista and then go with that. Let's see if that works. But they're actually moving toward us a little bit. I guess I could also go over there on my person. That'd be easier than going on the barista. Let's try that. We're gonna go over on our person and see if it's fine with us doing that. Hey, what's up? Potential threat detected. No, we're friendly. What do you mean potential threat? I don't have any weapons or anything. Hey, what's up? Okay, I set my dampeners to relative. Targeting close proximity, activating preservation protocol. Oh, sorry. Wait, I thought you guys were merchants. What do you mean? Oh, that's not good. Man, you just try to like merchant with some merchants and suddenly they just start shooting at you. What's up with that? I guess it'll be a little harder than I thought to increase our inventory stuff. Where's my body location anyhow? Okay, he's kind of puppy guarding my body location. So I'm gonna bring the Snowstorm in. I feel like a child running back to their parent saying, they're puppy guarding my body location. But I mean, I can't just go over there on with my grinder and it's not gonna work. Let's turn on our weapons here. because this is clearly not just a normal merchant. If they were, they would have seen me coming up there with my painting gun out, by the way, and would have been like, oh, tis someone trying to sell some wares, or perhaps buy some wares. But no, they were like, there is a customer coming. Let's separate and shoot them. So yeah, we're gonna go get our body location back. And if they're still there, then we'll get our body location back with force. Okay, they're not really, I mean, they're kind of still there. They're like over there. I'm gonna go ahead and lock on them because I feel like they're not gonna let me get close. And I would like to get close. Okay, never mind, it's fine, they're running away. All right, you live to fight another day, twin sail merchant. Although you will not be getting my sails. Twin sail, more like twin fail. Merchant, more like merch can't. Alrighty, I'm gonna let our ship come to a stop here. And while it's doing that, I'll go ahead and go grab my stuff here. Excusez-moi. Okay, body location. Twin sail is safely over there. It's not gonna mess with us because we brought the big old snowstorm over here, which is good. Okay, body location. Hi there. Were you being puppy guarded? Yes, you were. And since the twin merchant doesn't want our business, we'll go on over to the Poseidon station over there. All right, we're well on our way over to the Poseidon station. It's right in front of us. We're going about 100 meters per second. I'm gonna wait until I'm about 10 away, and then I'm gonna turn on the dampeners. But we should be good for now. I am a little concerned about these guys though. This one right here in specific won't disengage when it goes up there. This one works fine, and then these guys right here are missing something. Hey, there we go. There's our Poseidon station. This one looks like a proper station. Look at that. It's got an actual thing. I hope it's not too close to the atmosphere here. It is rather close to the planet, but it is in the outer atmosphere of it, so that's good. As long as we don't have any P gravity, we should be good. Because once that P gravity starts going up, the efficiency of those ion thrusters starts going down, which is not ideal. These trade stations are kind of cool. In fact, you know what? We're going to the trade station. I wonder how many gravity components we have, because those sell for a lot. Grav, 31 in there. That's pretty good. And then in here, presumably we have, okay, 40 more. That is pretty good as well. How many credits do we have? Space credits. Well, we got these zone chips, which we can sell. Those are worth a lot. Then we've got about 15,000 zone chips, maybe. Something like that. Let's keep going a little bit more. We want to get inside the zone where no damage is allowed and stuff like that. And then we'll probably use the barista to bring over stuff if they're buying it, which hopefully they are, otherwise we'll be out of luck. I wonder how often a station like this gets visited by a ginormous ship such as the Snowstorm. I mean, look at the size comparison, right? The Snowstorm is pretty large. Pretty darn large. And for it to be crewed by a single person such as myself, that's kind of crazy. I mean, you imagine if you're working at a station like this and you see a ship like this approaching, you're probably like, well, we're about to get so much business. There's probably like 100 people in that crew. But no, 'tis but a single person, a single crew member. Is just but me. And maybe a Buzz, actually. Buzz might go buy some oil or something. I don't know what Buzzes eat or drink or whatever. And here we go. Going into the bubble. The Poseidon bubble. And this ship is so big, it's tough to get inside the entire bubble. But here we are, inside the bubble. All right. And, oh man, we're really, really close to that. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and turn on these real quick so we can come to a nice stop. Perfect. Alrighty. All right, we're not gonna go ahead and connect to the station itself. We're just gonna go and look at it. And in fact, this looks kind of like a shipbuilding station, but we'll have to see for ourselves what it is. Let's go ahead and lock that. Let it close. Go ahead and open this. I'm gonna go ahead and put all my stuff back in here. Okay, with the AMG Snowstorm safely right here. Let's go inside the base and see what it is. We're upside down. Okay, well let's, first thing, let's go right way up. Perfect, and then is the base above or below, would you say? This looks like just a dock of some kind. So let's go down. See if there's an interior here or anything. Yeah, so it does look like it's a shipyard sort of deal. We'll go down here and see what this base has to offer. Hopefully there's like an interior section, and it looks like there is. Okay, let's go inside. We're gonna, of course, vent the entire thing. Hopefully that's fine. Oh, I like this. This is cool. It's giving us some oxygen. Very good. Man, I really like this. This is an awesome base. I wonder if they have trade terminals and stuff. One of those. Everything's access denied over here. They've got these things, which almost look like I mean, they're like scientific things, but they almost look like bag holders and stuff. Here we go. It does have an interior, and we have some people as well, thanks to the crew enabled mod, which works with AI enabled, by the way. I've had a lot of comments asking what the soldiers are. In the other bases, the soldiers that we fought, well, those are all from AI enabled using the spawners. When you make an encounter, you can add those spawners. But if you have the crew enabled mod, it'll automatically add, people to any grid that has chairs, basically. And it's very fun. There's a lot of configuration you can do with it. So I've configured it to put like civilians here, and some of the space pirates would have pirates. You can tell them what weapons they're gonna have and stuff like that. It's very cool. But okay, you guys are buying gravity. No, hang on, that's selling. You guys are buying gravity components for quite a bit, 1 million per, I believe. And I want to go to the upgrades here because this is where we're going to be upgrading our suit. So if we go into the upgrades, there is no suit one. There is like solar charging and damage reduction and anti-energy and stuff. And these all cost 100 million. And what I had said was that if I want to increase the size of my suit, I would have to basically buy one of these that doesn't exist. And I could then upgrade my suit with it. Or maybe what we'll do is we'll say that any of these that I buy will also upgrade my suit size. I think that makes sense. So in order for us to upgrade suit size, we buy one of these. If we want to upgrade it again, we buy another one, and so on and so forth. So I think with that said, next upgrade level 1. Okay, no, actually no, here's what we're gonna do. I know I keep changing the rules, but what we're gonna do, with every level that we buy, we'll do a suit upgrade as well. So if I buy level 1 of this, I get a suit upgrade in size. But if I buy level 1 of this one, then I don't get an upgrade from that. I have to then go to level 2 with another one to get the next size. I think that makes a little more sense. So what we're gonna say is I would like to purchase an upgrade for one of these. But before I do that, I need to make 100 million space credits. So I need to sell a lot of stuff. What is the most expensive stuff you guys are buying? It's gonna be, oops, I wanna go to here. It's gonna be the Prototech cooling unit, followed by more Prototech stuff. But the gravity component is quite up there, as is large railgun sabos. So what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna start by selling as many gravity components as we possibly can. And I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, here we are on the hangar, and what we need is, technically we need 100 of these to make enough money for what we want. So I'm gonna go into the cargo here, and we're gonna go into the storage here, and we're gonna go ahead and throw everything that we have in here into there. Okay, toss everything in there, perfect. Okay, now what I wanna do is grab every gravity component that we can. So grab all the gravity components, including those 30 right there, those 6 right there, all of those, and that is gonna be all of them, it looks like. That's gonna lead to 77 gravity components, which is not enough. But if we have some Prototech cooling units or anything like that, we do have zone chips, but I don't think that those are sellable. We have Prototech scrap. Well, let's take all of our space credits. And you know what? I think let's start with this one trip. We'll start with this trip and then we'll work from there, because that should give us most of the way to what we want here. So let's go ahead and open the door right there. And while that's opening, I'm actually gonna disable the mod, Easy Hostile NPC Takeover, because it does mess with this a little bit. When I connect this to the trade station, I've seen an interaction where it kind of steals my connector, which I don't want to happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and disable that mod for now. Alrighty, mod is disabled and we should be good to go. So let's hop in here. Oh, I tried to disconnect from nothing. Okay, and let's head on over. Head on over. Okay, I like this. This is the first time I've seen a station like this, and I wonder, is this part of the mod, or is this... This must be part of the mod. The Trade Coalition mod, or whatever it's called. Because I don't know that this is one of the base game ones. Or maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. It might be a base game one. But let's go in here. I really need to add more upward-facing thrusters on the barista, huh? We need a barista Mark III. Okay, it's gonna be a little weird to connect. And in fact, I think we probably could have connected to one of those a little easier. But I don't know, we're here already. Let's just do it like this. A little weird. And perfect, let's press number 8. There's our connection, and let's head on over to this guy. I don't think we can take any damage in here, by the way. If I hit the, yeah, I don't think we take any damage at all. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Because those little force fields around us are actually like vanilla in-game things, and they block damage to ships, they block damage to a lot of things. So let's go back in here, and I want to go to the store, which is right here. And we're gonna go ahead and sell stuff from our barista cargo. Yep, perfect. So I'd like to sell as many of these things as I have. All. Hey, that actually gives us enough, because I had thought that we need 100, but no, these are actually selling for a little more than 1 million. So this does give us enough. So let's go ahead and sell those. Perfect. Oh, we're rich. I think that's now in our account. So if I go into factions and I go to my faction, which is player. In fact, you can see all the other we have the Armageddon faction right there. Parallax, Reavers, Space Pirates, etc. You can see that this now has, no, it's not an account balance there. So maybe it's a player account balance? Maybe if I go to ATM. Yeah, if I go to ATM, you can actually see it in there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab one of these. So we can grab either an anti-jetpack inhibitor, which uses energy. Okay, I see. Anti-drill inhibitor, personnel. Anti-personnel inhibitor would be really nice, but I think solar charging allows player to regain suit energy while in direct sunlight would be very nice. Or damage reduction, reduces damage taken from all sources. Higher levels can reduce damage even further. So how much does this reduce is the question. Because this could be helpful taking on soldiers. I think let's get a little bit of damage reduction. So we're gonna go ahead and purchase that upgrade. Yep, we spent 1 million space credits. So if I go to my ATM now, yeah, we only have 24 million. So we spent 100 million, not 1 million. So now what I can do is go into, I'm gonna go increase my inventory by 1. So all we're gonna do for that is we're gonna go into character inventory size and increase that to 5 times instead of 3 times. And by the way, if you were wondering what the settings were, these are the settings that I have set up. So yeah, let's go ahead and use that. 5 times inventory size, that's very nice. But if we wanna get to times 10, we're of course gonna have to get the next upgrade, which is gonna be a little crazy. Okay, and just like that, we're back and our inventory has been increased from 3 times to 5 times. So we now have 2,000 liters instead of what was before? I don't know, more or less, I mean. So now we should have, yeah, we should have a little bit more inventory size. Not a crazy amount, it's not double, but it's a little bit, it's more than it was. I think we had 1,200 liters, now we have 2,000 liters, which means we can probably take a full heavy armor block, which is very nice, because before it would take 2 trips. Now it would only take 1. But if I want to increase my size again from 5 times to 10 times, what we'll need is 200,000 credits, which will get us to our next upgrade level in this one. And then if we get solar charging for only 100,000, it's not going to give us another size upgrade. I think that makes a little bit of sense. All right, what else is at the store that I could potentially buy? I don't know if I want to buy anything. Oh, hang on, I might want to buy something. Let me go outside real quick and see what we need for our Prototech drill. Because if you remember, our Prototech drill is mostly fixed, but it still needs a little something. Our Prototech, okay, it's not really mostly fixed, huh? It still needs a bunch of Prototech panels, but it also needs that Prototech machinery and the Prototech cooling unit. Okay. What about our Prototech gyro? I know that one was almost fixed as well. Just needed a little bit more. We're gonna go this way. This is the faster way. Man, I'm getting lost in my own ship. This ship is so big, I need a map for it. Like, I know how to get around, but it just takes a long time to get places. If I wanna get all the way down to the bottom, I have to go this way, then I gotta go turn right, then I'm in here, this very long hallway, that'll close behind me. I'm in this very long hallway, then I need to go this way, open here, come down through this hallway, turn right, go through this door, turn around, go down here, and now I'm in the gyroscope room. It's just such a long trip. Okay, we need 2 Prototech machinery and a Prototech circuitry. So, if we are able to grab those, we can repair our Prototech gyroscope. So, 2 Prototech circuitry and a Prototech, no, 2 Prototech machinery and a Prototech circuitry. Guess this would have been the faster way, huh? All right, 2 Prototech machinery. Let's look in here. Prototech. Ah, they do have them. So a Prototech circuitry, we can go ahead and buy that. And then 2 Prototech machinery, we'll go for 2 of those right there and buy that. And that should be enough to get our gyro back unlocked. All right, this is very good. And as I'm looking at this, by the way, it really makes me want to do another economy only series. I think that'd be so fun, but not right now. We might do one in the future, but not right now. Okay, I think we're good for everything else. Zone chips, I wish they would buy, oh, they're not actually worth as much as I thought they were. Superconductors, yeah, I think we're good for now. We do have plenty of money, but yeah, let's get out there and let's continue going. We need to start going to that Prototech base. The other one probably should be despawning. No, it doesn't even have a despawning timer on it, so I don't know. I guess it's gonna be a while. Anyway, let's not forget our barista here. We wouldn't want to forget that. Actually, while we're here, there's one more thing that I want to check, and that is if they have any data pads. It doesn't look like they do. I think this must be one of the modded ones then, because sometimes the vanilla ones have data pads which point you to other places. I guess I don't have contracts enabled, huh? That's probably a world setting that I'd have to change, but it's okay. We're not looking to do a contract right now anyway, unless the contract was go to go to another prototech base. All right, upside down, let's head over there. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this, by the way, on the GPS. So we're gonna mark this new from current position as trade Poseidon. All right, with that, we should be good to move on to our prototech base. So let's go ahead and get ourselves situated for that. And in fact, you know what? Before we go, let me go over here and do what I wanted to do as well. So all this stuff, oh, we can't grind in a disabled zone, or in a safe zone, okay. Well, let's get out of here then. Look how slow the Snowstorm is to start going. By the way, I'll be looking for a new name for the Snowstorm because we did do quite a bit of modification on the back there. And I think as we go throughout the rest of the series, we'll do more modifications. So if you have a name for the Snowstorm, let me know, and we'll think about changing the name. I think Solar Storm, Pulsar Storm, Phasmophobia, I don't know. Whatever storm, anything storm in there that goes would be really good. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll think about changing that. So we'll let the Snowstorm come to a stop right here. And while we do, we're gonna remove these. So you see how much more I can carry? Those are heavy armor blocks there, little tiny heavy armor blocks. And I can carry at least 2 of them and some change. That makes life so much easier. But the only reason that we're removing these right now is because we want to throw in a couple of jump drives, and we're going to throw them right here. So if I go into G, we're going to go to jump. Go ahead and jump. Okay, jump drive right there, and we'll toss one right here as well if we can, which we can if we just remove this guy right here. Perfect. Those are 2 extra jump drives. Again, these will get replaced by a prototech one once we find one, but for now it's just gonna be normal jump drives. Okay, let's right click both of those and we'll get those both built up. Just a couple trips. I think I just put everything in production by accident. I did not want to do that, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Oh shoot, you know what? We don't have any more gravity components anymore. Whoops. Okay, fine. Well, we'll have to find gravity components at our next base, and then we'll grab them from there and put them on here. All right, it's fine. We're not gonna be able to get those built up anyway then. Okay, let's set our sights on the prototech base. So we're not gonna be looking at that 7.5 thousand one. We're gonna be looking at this 6,000 kilometer one because that's gonna be within our range. The 7.5 thousand one is gonna be the next one to despawn. So if we go there, it's entirely possible it starts despawning as we go. And it does give you a 30-minute timer before it despawns, so it's not really a huge worry. It's just we wanna be careful of that. Alrighty, jump drive. So we can only go this far for the jump drive, unfortunately. So it is gonna take us a couple jumps, but I think I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and sit in this seat right here. Let's press number 2 right there. Let's go to jump drive, throw that one down there. If I were able to get those jump drives up there, we would be able to go farther, but right now we can't. We're just gonna hit the jump right there. Seated crew on board, 1 of 2. Oh, that's not good. I think that means we're gonna leave a buzz behind. I don't really wanna do that. So let's go up here real quick. Let's throw down a factory, I think, up here. Because I think this is the only way to get our buzz to sit down. Otherwise we might leave him behind. So if I go in here, let's, all right, I think I've stored them all. That should be all of them. So let's go back up here and see if this works now. If I go to jump, yep, 1 of 1, perfect. Operational jump drives 2 of 4, that's fine. Weight is very high. It's fat shaming. Don't worry about it. We'll lose weight as we go into battle. Okay, I think we're good to jump. Let's go ahead and hit that button right there, and we should jump this way. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got a blast! And here we are. We didn't go very far, huh? I feel like we didn't go anywhere at all. I think the jump must have failed because we'd go into a gravity well or something. Let's try and jump this way. Yabba dabba doo! There we go, that worked. All right. How far are we away from the planet? Oh my gosh, is that the planet over there? Oh, it's tiny. Wow. Okay, well, we're gonna get ourselves going in this direction, and we have to wait for our jump drives to come back anyway, so it's gonna take a second. It's only at 5% now. Should go pretty quickly because we have a lot of uranium on the base, but let's keep ourselves going here at a nice steady rate, and we'll hopefully get up to you know, a lot of speed, and we'll keep going. In fact, what I'll do here is I'll turn on my thrusters, and then we'll give ourselves some speed here because it goes a lot faster with these guys, and we do need to give ourselves quite a bit of speed. We'll get ourselves up to 100, and then we'll slow ourselves down. All right, we're going 150. Anyway, we have to wait for those things to charge. So while we're waiting for those to charge, I guess we can do a little bit of work as well. Yeah, so this guy, yeah, 28% charged. It goes pretty fast. Let me right-click this to see if we can get a little bit more, because I know it was trying to build our gravity components. I don't know if it'll be able to. Yeah, it's gonna be missing that silver. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure we'll find gravity components at the next place we go. It'll be okay. What I can do, though, is try and work on these a little bit. Let's hit the reset timer there so that this one comes down and is not just sitting there. So we have an automation timer block here, event controller. So you're missing an event controller. Distant position percent, greater than 95. All right, just trying to set this up here. It's a little bit tricky to remember what I was doing. Any coders out there will understand, you know, if you've, there's a joke that goes, when you write your code, only you and God knows what it does. And then 3 months later, only God knows what it does. And that's what I'm dealing with right now, but not code. It's just the design of this thing that I'm trying to decipher. Okay, I think the jump drive's probably ready. So let's go back up there and hit the jump drive again. We've almost got that third one up and running though, so it's looking good. Let's get back up here and hit that jump drive and get launched. Okay, jump drive is indeed ready. So let's go ahead and aim our way over there. Let's go ahead and say yes. And we're launching. I'm glad we didn't run into any asteroids there, by the way. Would've been scary. Alrighty, we're much closer now. There we go. Okay, we're going quite far from our home over there, but that's okay. If we get more jump drive stuff, pretty much whatever we find here, we'll probably be able to build up those other 2 jump drives, so it'll be easier to get home than it is right now. Okay, let's keep going, and let's keep building what we're building as well. Maybe I'll build this up a little bit as well while I'm here. Okay, so we're literally only missing the gravity components. Perfect. Are you building them, or are you telling the other guy to build them, but he's not really going to be able to? I think it's the latter. But regardless, our jump drive should be ready. Yep, it is. Perfect. So let's head back up to our control station, and let's do our final leg of the jump here, which should get us... I don't know, how far are you getting us? Jump drive should get us 100... or no, 1 point... Okay, it's not going to get us all the way, but it'll get us most of the way there. So let's go ahead and hit that button and jump. And woo! Okay, we're 1,000 away still, so we're still got some distance to go, but we're on the last leg here, so 1 more jump should get us there. We got plenty of power left, so we should be good. Everything else is but a tiny dot. All right, anyway, this should be ready soon, so let's do our last jump into this direction. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna slow us down. I'm not gonna use those thrusters, but I'm gonna use the ions to slow us down here a little bit. Let's aim directly at it, and we're probably gonna jump 1,000 kilometers blind jump in this direction, so we'll be 16 kilometers away. In our jump drive, we're gonna wanna configure this to go not that far. That is quite far. Actually, that's farther than I think we went last time, but let's go 1,000. Oh no, we have to do a percentage. Okay, let's do something like that. Yep, just 1,000. We'll be 11 kilometers away, which is very close, especially at this speed, but it should be fine. Make sure we're going the correct distance. We are. And that should be good for a blind jump. All right, let's get in there. This is gonna get us real close to that Prototech base. Maybe a little too close, but it should be fine. If we're going too fast, then I will turn on the Prototech, or the hydrogen stuff. All right, let's go ahead and turn ourselves that way. No matter how well we aim, we're always gonna be a little bit off because it's such a large distance, but it's okay. All right, there's our Prototech base. We don't have it in our sights yet, but it's there. Let's start getting ourselves going that direction. I'm gonna turn on my thrusters here for a second. These are gonna give us a little bit of power. And I'm just gonna keep an eye on our hydrogen there because we don't have infinite hydrogen to play with, but we do have some hydrogen to play with. And let's start getting ourselves going this direction at a decent rate here. Love to go into our camera here. Ooh, what is that? That's a... Wait, that is interesting. Hang on now. I don't know what I'm looking at. Well, I think I know what I'm looking at. That looks like one of the balls that surrounds the trade bases, right? But this isn't a trade base. Let's go ahead and turn on our dampeners to start slowing down a little bit. That's still very far away, but through our camera, we can see that it does look trade base-y. And that asteroid to our bottom left there looks a little interesting also. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know what to expect from this encounter. I have only been to a couple of the Prototech encounters, only the ones that we've seen in videos. I've never done any of them on my own. So this is most likely going to be completely new to me. Oh, actually, I can already tell you it's going to be completely new to me because I've never seen this sort of trade thing. Oh, goodness. Okay, getting a little bit closer. I thought that was an asteroid on the bottom left. That's not an asteroid. That's a space station. It actually is. I'm not kidding. This looks like there's a ship right there and some sort of space station as well. Turn on my dampeners here because we are getting quite close. Actually, there's a lot of ships. This is not just one thing. This is a lot. Listening post. Oh, Lord. Wait, hang on. We're surrounded. Look to our left, look to our bottom left, and look to our top left. Those are all ships. We need to slow down right now. Hang on. Let's get these on. Get these thrusters on. We need to assess what's going on right here before we go in, because this is starting to look a little bit harrowing. Got our thrusters on. We have a wandering merchant, although I know now not to trust them. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we're dealing with. Yeah, so that's a listening post. It's looking a little bit scary, but this is an entire another base right there, followed by what looks like some sort of ship right there, followed by another ship right here, and then another ship up here. So this is not just a small thing. We're gonna need to strategize. Let's think about this. You know what? I'm kind of wondering if these things right here are shield generators for this base right there. Because we have a couple of them. 1, 2, 3, and in fact, I see a fourth one down there. So you know what I'm wondering? Here's what we might do instead. What we might do is go toward this asteroid right there and use that as cover as we approach this first base right here. And then we can see what that is, and based on what that is, we can decide how we want to approach the rest of this. So let's go ahead and reposition here, and let's get ourselves toward that side where we're a little bit safer. Okay, we gotta be a little bit careful as we push up here because we are using our hydrogen. We're at 35%, so we need to make sure we don't go down. Like around 20 is the danger zone. Okay, so we're gonna be approaching this base right here first. That was a mayday call in our bottom right there. I just wanted to make sure what that was. But I think this is fine. Is that shooting at us? Wait, hang on. Oh shoot, that is shooting at us. Okay, turn on those dampeners. Hang on now. That's a railgun. All right, we're fighting. You know what? You wanna fight us? We're gonna fight you. It's gonna take me a second to aim here. Oh, dodge, dodge. Let's hit that. Okay, and get ready with that railgun. So let's get ready to fire. 4 and 5 are gonna be our buttons here, but I wanna get the lock here just so we know where we're gonna aim. Let's go ahead and shoot right here. There's one, that's a hit, I think. Let's hit right here. That's another hit as well, okay. How are the rest of our things doing? It looks like a lot of our stuff's not firing right now, but we might be out of range for most of our stuff here. You know what we should also do, actually, is go ahead and launch our dudes. So these guys, let's hit the staggered launch right here. So that's gonna launch between 1 and 3 of them. I don't know how many it's gonna launch. But anyways, we need to stay out of the range of the main base and in the range of this guy if possible. How are our railguns doing? 50% charged? Okay, that's fine. Okay, we have one thing out, so he should go and fight. I almost want to move a little bit closer so that we get our other weapons active. Let's go ahead and do that. But we need to be really careful of our hydrogen because again, we don't have a crazy amount of it. Ow. Okay, that's a hit. Our ship is going in. There's our little drone. You can see it going in right there. Nice. Okay, the drone's doing stuff. Look at that. Oh, the drone's getting some nice hits on it. How are our railguns doing? Railguns are ready. So let's fire. Where do our railguns aim? Actually, wait, it might be down. Hang on now. Let's go ahead and turn off our weapons here. It might be down. The problem is if we move in, we might get attacked by that guy who is coming in. Actually, don't know what that guy's doing. Let's just sit here for a second and try and figure out what's going on. Are you about to fire at us? Because if you are, we're gonna turn on our stuff. No, wait, that's something. No, that is Factorum. Okay, weapons on. We need to fire again. The Factorum thing that's under us, I don't know where it's going, but I saw it. You know, I see it kind of positioning there. Ow! Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. You want to fight that way? We have a railgun too. I don't know Is this a different one, or I don't know, like we had thought that we had dealt with everything, but here we go, railgun. Oh, that's way high. Okay, railgun here. Straight through the middle. There we go. Let's move in. As we move in, we're gonna get our main weapons in on this, so our assault cannons, our Gatling weapons, everything like that. We'll get them in on this, and this fight will be over before you know it. I'm a little bit worried about the rest of the stuff, though, so the rest of the bases. Okay, so assault cannons should be in on this pretty soon, and Gatling cannons shouldn't be too far behind. Listening post says new threat target locked. Yep, that sounds about right. All right, Gatling cannons are in on the fight here, and you can see, I mean, they're doing some pretty hefty damage. While we're here, let me go ahead and make sure that our printer is printing, because I'd like to get more drones out there if we can. And we're gonna keep moving in, so we keep our Gatling weapons engaged here. Oh, it's actually coming toward us, or we're coming toward it. No, it's coming toward us. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna let our backwards weapons handle this. And I'm gonna keep our front face towards that thing right there. Ow. Okay, there's too many escort crafts. Oh my gosh. Let's try and target lock on this guy. Oh. Yeah, there we go. That ship is pretty much down, I think. Ow! Oh my gosh, they fired a shot right at our command post right there. Okay, alert, we need to get back to the main deck here. Or we can get to the front deck, actually. The front deck should be fine. You know what? Let's get to that one. That's gonna be this way if I can figure out how to get to the front of my ship. It's so far, but we have to go all the way over here. To the front. Come on. And here's gonna be our front right here. So this is just another area we can go. Let's back up here for a second and reevaluate. Because we're facing a little bit of damage here. We still have our railguns online, so that's good. Body location's right there. I really want to go get that because that's got my stuff. Okay, let's let the ship chill here for a second. Do we have any exits here? Should be fine. I don't think those things will fire at me. Oh, maybe they will. Body location, please. Grab. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's still firing. I'm fine with that. As long as that's still firing, we're good. Can I build this back up, by the way? Gonna take a second. With our increased inventory space, we might be able to get that thing built back up. Just do a little bit of repair as we're here. Yeah, a couple more repairs. We do still have things firing, which is good. We're still engaging them from far. There we go. There's another artillery turret back online. Hopefully we have enough artillery shells for this. This is a hefty battle, so... There we go. That's back online. And how are you doing? Oh, you're fine. All right, we're gonna use our railguns here on these guys again. The game's struggling a little bit with these battles, but we've got to keep this thing going. Try and dodge if we can. Okay, railgun, fire one. Ooh, that's a miss. Okay, we need to aim a little bit farther. Okay, we fired, but he blew up our stuff. So you know what? Let's go back up to our main cockpit and build up another one because they keep blowing up our seats. We really need like a backup seat, I think, but helm. It's really just these two ships, right? Once we get these two ships done, that's the majority of the battle, I think. Ooh, that's the railgun. Man, this fires so fast. Okay, let's fire our railguns at them. Here we go, fire one. Oh man, it really is struggling. Okay, fire two. We're trying to fire like dead mass right there. Hopefully we can hit whatever's shooting at us. That's the main goal, but we haven't yet because it's still firing. So you know what? Let's get a little bit closer just to this guy. I think the guy on our left is not firing anymore, so that is really good news. But let's get a little closer to this guy so our other weapons can engage. And while we're doing this, I want to go for our staggered launch right here, and let's go ahead and launch that. So trigger now, and let's see if we have any drones that can launch with us. That'll help out a lot. Yep, there we go. We have another assault cannon engaging. Very good. Okay, keep an eye on our railguns here. There we go. We have one. Oh, I don't think that one's gonna launch. No, it is gonna launch. Awesome. Okay, we have one launched. Perfect. We have our Gatling weapons engaging. Very nice. This guy's gonna go behind us, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. I'd really love to deal with the railguns. We need to turn around here, unfortunately, so it's gonna take us a second. Yeah, I think that other ship right there is out of commission. I'm gonna try and stay stationary here. Let's go into third person so we can see what's going on. Oh my gosh, he's going circles around us. He really is. We need more gyros. Okay, our other ship though should be engaging, and then so should our Gatling weapons, which is really good. Oh, he's gonna run into us. No, he's not. Okay, he is still running circles around us though, and there's not a lot we can do about that. It's fine. You know what? I don't think he's firing at us anymore. So we honestly might be good. Okay, let's wait for him to go to this side. I might hit him with railguns one more time. I don't know. Let's go back to our camera, see if we can lock this. Oh, it's so hard to turn. But yeah, our Gatling weapons are doing some real good damage here. I think he's out of commission because I don't see him firing anymore. I'm gonna let these things continue to fire though, because this is scary. All right, let's go ahead and turn off the Snowstorm turrets, because that guy is out of commission for sure. You can see him kind of floating there. I would love to get on board that and try to conquer it, but I don't know if that's gonna be in the cards for us here. Let's come out real quick, drop all the stuff off, and let's go and see what's going on over there. Now it's possible it has some, oh yeah, it might fly away. That's the problem. Let's go ahead and lock to it. Dampener's relative. Yeah, so I'm a little bit worried about, I'd like to take this stuff, but here's what we can do. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab the barista, and we can go and grab it. We have to be a little bit quick with this, but I think if we can get over there fast enough, we should be able to grab it. Can I lock dampeners? Yes, I can. Perfect. Okay. Switch to this. We're gonna go ahead and find a nice grabbing point. There we go, we've locked it. Okay, so let's let this slow down. And it's very heavy for our tastes here because the barista is a very small ship, but it is slowing down, which is good. Okay, let's bring this back over to the AMG Snowstorm, and we can then go through it from there. Oh, actually, we can only really keep it stationary, huh? What are you? Large ion thruster. These blocks are gonna despawn in an hour, that's probably fine. AI offensive, small warfare reactor. It's gonna be a little tricky actually to bring this stuff back with us, because I feel like some of the reactors are still firing. Are you guys firing? Let's go ahead and decommission you so you're not firing. Yeah, okay, that's what the problem was. That thruster was still firing a little bit and bringing it forward. Okay, let's bring this back to the AMG Snowstorm here. Yeah, that's right. You thought you could get away, but no. We're bringing you right back to the AMG Snowstorm. Okay, so we're gonna deal with this, and with that other one that's floating there, we're gonna try and get as much as we can from them, because we're gonna need them to repair the Snowstorm, of course. And then we'll move on to the listening post, which is just down over there. And we were able to get quite far from the listening post, which is good. I was a little bit worried about having so many of those crafts near us. But okay, let's go ahead and get this stationary, then we'll go ahead and unlock it. Yeah, okay, there we go. We did have some artillery shells, so that'll go a long way of rearming the stuff that we lost on the Snowstorm from the fight. Oh, you know what? This is our first Factorum encounter of this series, isn't it? Huh? We did a couple of Factorum encounters in the last series, but this is the first one of this series. So essentially the Factorum are kind of like this ancient, you know, technological civilization that left behind a bunch of these drones and stuff that are super high powered and very difficult to fight. So that's why this was such a dang hard fight. It's interesting. It's kind of like if you ever played Skyrim or any of the other Elder Scrolls thing, I kind of imagine them as like the dwarves of that game, where you kind of find these dwarven ruins that are super high tech and very tough to deal with, but there's no sign of the dwarves. And that's kind of what this is as well. There's no sign of the Factorum people, but their machines are still around and very scary. So we just dealt with one of those Factorum things, and in fact we've got a couple more to deal with, of course, as well, because it seems like this encounter is quite a difficult one. But that's okay, we're gonna grab all this stuff, and the reason I'm getting it by hand is because I need the barista to stop the ship from going anywhere, because it looks like it was trying to go somewhere still, which I don't like. But it's okay, since we have the bigger inventory size, this is a lot easier to do by hand. Okay, let's see if we disconnect from this if it's gonna go anywhere. Okay, I don't think it is, that's really good. I'm gonna try and grab a couple of these. Yeah, it's gonna go somewhere if I bump it, of course. Okay, we launched things off into space. That's fine, we don't need much else. It's just steel plates and stuff, so I think we're fine with what we got. All right, let's go ahead and, dodge this stuff, all this debris. It's okay. So we have one more we want to take out, and we're gonna move a little bit closer to that with the Snowstorm, and then we can move on to the final objective here. All right, hopefully this doesn't have anything that can fire at us. We need to be a little careful because it's been out of our range for a little while. Well, it hasn't really. I guess the artillery could always fire at it if needed. So you know what? Let's go ahead and lock on this. Lock those dampeners, and let's try and... hopefully it doesn't fire that railgun at us, but I guess we'll hear it if it does. There we go. All right, that was the big thing I was worried about. It looks like some of its stuff is still intact, but that's fine. We can deal with that. Oh! Oh, shoot! Are you trying to run away? Hang on. Hang on. No, 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 no. Stop that. I think it's trying to run away. I can't tell. We are going 100, actually, so it is trying to run away. But maybe I can get some of this stuff before we go. Oh my gosh! Oh my god! What? It just flew directly into the snowstorm! That's not fair! Wow! Okay, well that's unfortunate. I think the barista has perished on this day. Wow, that was that was crazy. Unfortunately, I don't know that there's much I can do to... I mean, I can turn this on and then try and repair this, but I don't think it'll be very easy, especially since we're flying away. I think most of the stuff's been lost at this point, so we're probably gonna let it go. That's sad. We can grab a little bit of this. Maybe whatever's in here as well. All right, long live the barista. Oh man. That, I probably should have seen that coming. And in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have stayed locked onto it. I don't know. Where did it hit, by the way? I don't even know where it hit. It hit something in the side here, but I guess it didn't do a lot of damage. Oh, that's sad that our barista was a casualty of this battle. But I guess we'll build another barista. It'll be fine. All right, well, we still have an entire encounter to go for, and they probably tried to destroy this, by the way, if I had to guess. Actually, no. They haven't really done a lot of destruction on that, so that's fine. Let's turn our light on here. What are we facing in damage? Okay, yeah, they did take out a couple of these. That's probably fine. We don't need them for this battle. These were mainly here to take off from the planet, so I think we're okay. Yeah, let's move on to the next bit of battle, because I hope this next stuff is stationary stuff, where we can kind of really pick and choose how we want to encounter this. Our hydrogen's turned off, which is good. We don't want that stuff turned on right now. Let's aim toward our unidentified signal. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of repairs to do after this, but let's keep going in this battle. Keeping an eye on our hydrogen. Got it turned off for now, but we can always turn it back on if we need it. Okay, we're gonna move in very slowly here. So I don't think, I'm gonna have a look around. I don't think there are any other escort craft. I think we dealt with them all. There's something over there. Can't tell what that is. That might be another escort craft. There's like a little base over here though. If there's another escort craft, we might be in trouble, but we do have the railguns, so if we're only dealing with one instead of two, that might be a little bit better. I'm curious as to what that is over here. It's possible that's another escort craft that we already dealt with. Yeah, new threat target locked. Ooh, I don't know. Well, let's turn our weapons on here. And let's go ahead and use our thrusters to slow down. That's the thing I want to keep an eye on. If that starts moving toward us, we're gonna have to be a little bit careful. But this right here is our next target, I think, which is gonna be this little base. And that, hopefully, doesn't have a lot on it. It doesn't look like it does. I think those other craft were escorting it, which will make a little bit of sense. But we do need to be very careful as we move in. I think I'm gonna turn my weapons off for now and turn them on in the instance that we get, you know, shot at. I'm worried that if there are interior turrets, our weapons are gonna start shooting through this base, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, let's move a little bit closer. And as we move closer, we're gonna stay vigilant for that thing on the left side. I don't think it's moving. Kinda hard to tell. Uh-oh. They are firing. Okay, well, weapons on. Weapons free. So the thing that's firing, and we're getting a little bit of a lag here. The thing that's firing is that, which worries me because that has a shield. So I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm actually a little bit worried about how this is gonna go if it's shooting at us through a shield. But you know what? We're gonna stay weapons free, and we're gonna move in. Let's dodge that a little bit if we can. What is shooting? Where is it shooting at? Okay, it's shooting at us from over there. I'll go ahead and lock it. I don't think the substation is shooting at us. It's really just this thing. Okay, well, I guess let's get closer, because the closer we get, the more our weapons can engage. So let's do that. I want to fire my railguns, but I can't see where it's even shooting at me from. Let's hop out here real quick. Let's turn on our hydrogen thrusters so we have a little bit more maneuverability, and let's move in with some proper speed here. I still can't tell what's shooting at us. Is that a ship? We have all of our weapons shooting, so that's good. But again, I can't see. I guess I just fire my railguns like dead center. Maybe I'll fire at that actually, because it looks like that's a target of some sort. Let's fire again, dead center here. I'm gonna go down here a little bit so we can avoid a couple of their shots. And I'm just gonna let these things keep firing. It looks like that's a shield, but that might not be a shield. That might just be obscuring where we need to shoot. Oh gosh. Yeah, we're taking a lot of damage on this in this fight. That is like a proper ship, I think, which is very scary. But I'm just gonna let our stuff fire. We have a lot of weapons. We don't need to, we're just gonna let them handle it. And they'll eventually handle it. It's okay. We're gonna take some damage. Ow, that's not good. Let our railguns charge up again. Let's aim toward our bottom here because we have a couple of weapons that might be able to fire that haven't been able to fire yet on the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that and expose those. I want my printer launch start timer to go because I don't know if it's done it yet. And we might have to back up from this fight. Okay, let's back up. Let's back up a little bit. Let's back up and reevaluate. I think we need to. How many thrusters do we have? We still have, we only have our ion thrusters pointing forward. That's not good. Ow. Okay, we're taking a lot of damage. I don't think it moves though, which is really good. So let's back up a little bit. I think we've done a little bit of damage on it. That listening post doesn't seem to do anything, so that's good. All right, time to reevaluate. Okay, so what can we do here? We need to do a couple of repairs. This should be fine. We can repair some of our weapons and it should be good. So this guy, I'm gonna do an ammo check real quick to see how much ammo we have for these, because we fired a lot of shells at this point. So let's go in here. In here, let's see how much assault. Okay, we have assault cannon ammo. That's good. What about artillery? Ooh, we are out of artillery ammo. That is not good. What about GAT? Okay, we've got plenty of GAT as well. I'm gonna try and build some artillery turrets just in case we can. Let's see. Please be able to build them. Please be able to build them. Yep, okay, we're able to build some. This is very good. All right, next, let's go ahead and get our other assault cannon shell built right here, or our assault cannon. And actually, it's worth noting as well that this entire side's looking fine. I mean, fine. Well, I mean, it's looking okay. We have plenty of stuff right here. So, okay, let's get this built up. We just need like maybe one more trip here to get this. Yep, there we go. So there's another assault cannon for us. Very good. Make sure our Gatling turrets are good. Yep, that one's good right there. This one right here is good, sort of, but we have a lot of damage done in there. There we go. I'll go ahead and build that up. It looks like we actually had a railgun come through here, which is maybe why some of this stuff's not working very well. I'm just gonna put up a couple blocks there to protect this a little bit so that it doesn't take as much damage. This is all light armor. This is fine. Oh no, our Prototech drill has been blown up, I guess. Rip Prototech drill. Sad to see. It's okay though. I don't think we really had much of a use for the large Prototech drill anyway. Okay, this guy, let's go ahead and try and get this built up as well. Another turret. I'm actually getting tick marks for something. I don't know. I think one of our little drones is attacking something. Turret right there. Let's throw another turret right here if we can. It's gonna take a second. All right, just doing a couple smaller repairs to the front of the ship here so that, you know, this is where the brunt of the damage is gonna come in. So I'd like to have this built up a little bit better. And this is all, most of this components is coming from the ships that we destroyed. So all these lines here, this is all like railgun. You can really see how much a railgun does. It's kind of crazy. But all we need here is a bunch of light armor. So let's go ahead and toss a bunch of light armor there, protect that a little bit, and we'll be good. In fact, some of this is probably the wrong block, so we might need to do a little bit work later, but I think for the most part we'll be good. And then this as well, like, it's a lot of random damage here. Alrighty, so that connection is back online, which means we can put something here. I want to see if we have any of those newfangled artillery shells yet. How many artilleries do we have? We do have, well, we don't have a lot of artillery shells. We have a couple, but well, we have a lot actually. Yeah, we do. We were able to make quite a few artillery shells, so maybe I do throw artillery on the front again. I was thinking maybe I do assault cannon turrets, but artillery would be nice. And here we go. There's our second artillery built right back up as well. So now we have our 2 artilleries. And I think with this, we should be good to go back into the battle here. The 2 artilleries on the front. We have the artillery on the top, which all of which should have some decent ammo. This guy can use a couple of steel plates so that it can withstand some more attack. And then I think the only other thing I'd want to do would be probably get a couple windows in here so that these can't immediately get shot. Okay, we're out of bulletproof glass, which is unfortunate, but that just means we'll have to do something a little bit different, use heavy armor panels to block this off. All right, this is unfortunate as well, but since we don't have any bulletproof glass, we're doing this for this side as well, which means we're just adding heavy armor panels right here to take on the brunt of the shells that might come our way. We got a lot of those, but we're out of steel plates. That is very peculiar. All right, it's a little hard to see in here now, but let's go ahead and grab one of our helms as well. I'm gonna ask this to build us some bulletproof glass. I don't know if it's gonna be able to, but there we go. There's our backup helm that we're gonna use in case we have nowhere else to go. And then this, I think we had heavy armor blocks here, so we'll try and get one right there as well. All right, well, I think we're ready to go into the next battle. We've got these windows replaced. We've got a lot of the stuff replaced that we needed to. I mean, the ship is still in a really bad shape, but it's better than it could be. Let's go down here real quick. Ooh. Let's close the door. Can't believe we forgot to close the door before. But let's go ahead and close the door. Let's go in here, go to our med bay for a second, and then we'll get back up there into the helm and get this battle underway. Oh shoot, this thing has a T-minus 10 minutes in there. Oh, that's not good. I was not paying attention to that. Okay, well, let's get in there and activate this. I don't know that we can take this entire battle in 10 minutes, but we really have to charge in if it's gonna try and despawn in 10 minutes. Okay, well, looks like this battle's gonna happen quickly. Oh, that's so many things that it's shooting at us with. I wonder if we can just go full charge. Oh, most of our stuff's not firing. There we go, all of our stuff's firing now. This is good. Let's actually get in there, get real close to this guy so that it's harder for them to fire at us, hopefully. Because we need to actually claim this grid fast. I feel like we're going in for ramming speed here, which is maybe dangerous. Ow. Okay, we just got rejected from it. That's fine. I think the grid on our left is also firing at us, which is not good. We need to use our railguns. I just don't know where it's so hard to tell where you know what, let's just fire them. This is something. There we go, and maybe, I don't know, there's something over here as well. I don't know, it's so hard to tell. Okay, I think we dealt with something. We only have 14% hydrogen. Substations lost, safe zone power failed. The safe zone's gone! Yes! That's good. Okay, we can now see what we're dealing with, sort of. Good lord, this is a huge base. Okay, this is a lot better. Was it actually protecting stuff? I can't tell. But our guns are actually able to shoot at this stuff now and do a lot of damage. We need to get in there in 8 minutes and claim this grid, otherwise it's gonna despawn. Which kind of puts us on a time limit, but I think our weapons are actually finally able to shoot this thing, which is good. We really just needed those things to go down, but the substation power is what was keeping that on. So maybe we should have, yeah, maybe we should have attacked that substation first. Weapons are getting disabled, very good. Let's just keep firing at this thing. But I think we're finally getting somewhere with this. Oh shoot, okay. Firing a railgun at it by accident. Oh god, I made it turn. That's not good. I think I exposed more turrets. Whoops. It's okay, that should be down pretty soon. Okay, weapons disabled. Let's go ahead and turn, oh no, our weapons aren't firing anymore, so that's good. I think we might be good. The only problem is it's kind of floating away. Oh gosh, we're actually gonna hit it, hang on. Oh no, that's not good. Dodge, 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 ow! Oh no. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. Okay, well, we're here now. It's because we don't have a lot of forward-facing thrust, right? We only have these ions. Okay, anyway, we have to claim that thing. So let's let this come to a stop, and let's come in here and find a way to claim this. It's gonna be a little difficult, but if we dampen relative, we should be able to find an entry point somewhere to this. I don't know where you are. Oh, Prototech Thruster, very nice. Yeah, you've got some stuff. So let's go ahead and claim you. Then we can claim NPC grid. There we go. Hopefully it won't despawn now. It still says T-minus 5 minutes, which worries me. But maybe the grid will stay now at least. What I would also like to do is go to the substation and do the same thing. The substation might shoot at me, I don't know. But we're gonna try. Because the substation will also despawn if we don't do anything. Hey substation, how are you doing? Can I interest you in, what are you? Action relay. Can I claim you by any chance? Would that be something you would allow? Well, I don't know that there's anything I can use to actually claim this. This is gonna despawn. There's no block I can place. Well, I can place a block actually. Let's do a control. Okay, claim NPC grid, perfect. Okay, that grid is now claimed. Let's go back to the Snowstorm, which is over here. Wait, are we being attacked by another escort? Oh gosh. That's not good. These dang escorts, man. Wait, where'd the base go? Oh, it's over there. It's driving away. Our unidentified signal's trying to run away, so we need to actually catch up to it. And I'm glad we got here before the T-minus 3 minutes went up, because we wouldn't be able to find it. But yeah, it's trying to run away, and I'm okay with this because I don't want to really fight that Prototech thing. So I'm absolutely okay with chasing this guy down and hopefully getting away from that Prototech thing. I don't know if I can lock my dampeners to another large ship. I'm trying to do Control Z, but there we go. This is like, I'm trying to get us into a nice 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's getting away from us a little bit. Okay, that is like, you know, almost fully dampened. So we're getting closer to it very slightly. Let me grab a gun out here and we can start moving in on this thing because I don't know what's inside this if we go in there. And again, hopefully it doesn't despawn, but we have claimed it, so it should be good. All right, man, this entire fight's a bit of a mess, but it's okay. It happens. All right, let's grab a weapon. So a MR, do we have an MR50E maybe? Okay, we should be good to go with this stuff. So let's find ourselves an exit here. Make sure our weapons are loaded, and we should be very slowly getting closer to this thing. The beacon's gone now, so we need to be very careful with everything, basically. Dampener's no longer relative. Oh, okay. I would like to relative my dampeners to that, please. And hopefully the ship follows us. Okay, so we do have a Factorum thing right here. This is good. How are you doing? Oh gosh, you're kind of moving around. That is something I don't like. This right here, I would like to get the gyros built up again so we can get it stopped. That is ideal. But maybe that'll be a little difficult. I don't know. Let's move in here. We need to make sure there are no turrets. There absolutely could be somewhere. Let's move in, move in. Check our left and right. So far we're good. Yep, so far we are good. So I don't know if there are gonna be soldiers on this thing. There could be, but it's hard to tell. Yes, that just goes back outside. Okay, so what do we have in here? We have some Prototech stuff. Very nice. All right. We have a button right here that activates the doors. What doors? Oh, those doors. Oh, okay. What about in here? Do we have... Oh, shoot, we have level 3 stuff. Very nice. And we have some pistols in there. Okay, let's move in. This probably activates doors as well. Okay, we need to be very careful of turrets. Not seeing any so far, but I'm being very cautious because I don't know... Let's move in here. Let's move around. Okay, I don't know that there are going to be any turrets on this thing, actually. These are explosives, I think. No, these are just barrels. Yeah, so far I don't see any turrets. Ooh, we got a Prototech battery right there, followed by a second Prototech battery. So 2 Prototech batteries. A Willis duct right there. I can probably break into. Let's see what's on the other side of that. Moving in. Cargo container. I'll hack that, see what we have in there. A couple of artillery shells, certainly can use those. In here, we got a Prototech frame! Oh, the Prototech frame is really good. That means we can use that to build any Prototech block. One of them, at least, which is gonna be really awesome. Okay. I think we might be good in here. I don't even have my gun out because I'm fairly confident there's nothing in here that would shoot us. I think we've dealt with most of the battle stuff outside. A lot of stuff in here. Prototech machinery, very nice. Artillery shells, can certainly use that stuff. This goes down, so I'd like to take my gun out just in case because I don't know where this is going to go. We have a safe zone in here as well. That would have been what created that big thing around it. Other than that, though, I think we're good. I would like to get oh, you know what? This button probably activates the interior doors and then, yeah, it swaps the doors. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and throw down a gyro on here that we can control. All right, the gyro will at least stop it from turning. There we go. That's good. And then to stop it from moving, I don't know what we can do. We'd need to throw on some thrusters. I guess it didn't have thrusters at all before, so it just wasn't. I don't know. You know what? Maybe it doesn't really matter. Maybe we can just keep the AMG Snowstorm floating right over there. All right, this has taken a little while, but I'm finally able to get this thing stationary by building a bunch of thrusters here. It should now, yeah, we're not dampened to anything. It's maybe slightly turning still, but that is okay. All right, we can get the Snowstorm pulled up to it, so that's good. Let's do that real quick. All right, there we go. And at this point, we now have this thing fully locked down, basically. We have the Snowstorm right next to it as well. We just need to claim it. And for that, I'm going to turn on easy hostile claiming again real quick. So give me 1 second. All right, we're back with hostile NPC takeover, and let's go ahead and claim everything that's on this base. So we need to go through and there's a lot of clang going on behind us. We need to go through and grind down things that are red here. Those might be on the outside of the base. I'm not sure. Oh, they're inset beds. Okay, so let's go ahead and grind the inset beds. Okay, and the grid might be mine. I'm not sure. Well, it says built by Andrew. It's not built by me, but yeah, it might be owner nobody. Oh, owner's nobody. Okay, that makes sense. So I need to go up to the top here, and I need to take ownership of everything. So let me go into control panel, control A, everything there, transfer to me. Perfect. All right, we now have access to everything on here, which means this is our base. Okay, so with that, we've unlocked a Prototech thruster, 2 Prototech batteries, which are large grid, which means I can put them on the Snowstorm. And this is a small grid Prototech thruster, I think, right? Yeah. It's kind of large, isn't it? In fact, we can use the small grid Prototech thruster to rebuild the barista. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh God, it looks like the Snowstorm's flipping out, but that's just us because we're... Can I, is it possible for me to like tell us to override controls? Yeah, okay, that did it, it looks like. All right, there we go. We were able to take out a Prototech thing. That was insane. That was a crazy fight. I feel like I almost lost that fight a couple of different times. And we almost lost it, in fact, because it almost despawned, which is very surprising to me because I feel like the other one should have despawned first and it didn't. So that was very weird. But anyway, yeah. So that was a Prototech encounter taken out. You can see the Prototech encounters are insanely difficult sometimes. They're not always that difficult because I've done a couple that were, you know, not crazy like that. But some of them, you know, vary in difficulty, but you get these really cool things. This Prototech thruster, for instance, right here, that can be used on a small grid ship, which again, we'll probably use this on the second version of the barista because we do need to rebuild it after it was taken out in this episode. It's unfortunate that we lost the barista, but it got lost doing what it loves to do, which is grinding down enemy ships. We also gained 2 Prototech batteries as well as a Prototech frame, which is down inside this ship, which we can use to probably create a Prototech assembler, I'm thinking. I mean, we could use it to, so the first block you need is a Prototech frame for any of these, but the Prototech frame is the one that's really, really hard to get. So what we could do is use it to build a Prototech assembler, which we could then use to build other Prototech blocks using Prototech scrap, I think. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever used the Prototech assembler, but I think building a Prototech assembler wouldn't be a bad idea. And likewise, we could build a Prototech, fusion reactor. We don't necessarily need that, but a Prototech jump drive as well, or a giant Prototech thruster in the back of our ship, something like that. But for now, I think we would use the Prototech assembler. But anyway, with all that craziness out of the way, I think that's going to be the end of this episode. This one's probably getting a little bit long. I know the last episode was only like a 30-minute episode. This one's most likely going to go the other range of there being an hour episode or something like that. We'll see what happens in the editing. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. A little bit of combat, a little bit of building at the start as well. So kind of a mixed episode here. Let me know if you have any tips for my combat here. I definitely need to get our little drones built up. I think if we had those, that would have made the fight a lot easier. But in fact, we only had the one that was available. So getting all three of those up and running would be a really good thing. Next episode, I think we're gonna spend the entire episode rebuilding the Snowstorm. Not rebuilding, but fixing up the Snowstorm and maybe changing a couple parts if we find any parts, because we are of course changing it into not the Snowstorm, but the next iteration of that, which will be maybe the Space Storm or the Solar Storm or something. I don't know. We're gonna change it into the next generation. But anyway, if you guys like that episode, please go ahead and hit the like button. Put your comments and your suggestions down below in the comments section. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you wish to receive notifications for when videos go live and stuff like that. And if you'd like to become a YouTube member or patron, there are links below in the description where you can get your name in the end credits here. You can get early access to videos, and you can even get a shout out at the end of the video for some of the tiers. So the people we're going to shout out at the end of this video are Colin Graves, WTC 2014, and Joshua Wilson. Thank you very much for your support. And likewise, thank you everybody who's watching this for your support as well. It is you watching these that make these possible. So I really do appreciate it. With that though, I will see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival.